Repo Man. We're going to have to talk about that for sure. Classic. Math. Where do we send our tracks? I have a couple. I'm going to make a separate music email for that. But for anybody who wants to promote, definitely hit My Expert Opinion podcast or hit me in the DMs and let's talk about it. I took a super gulp. I might be hit already. Fam. Might be hit. Marco A. Cerna. Yo, Mav. Shout out from Northern Cali. Salute, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you. Northern Cali in the building. Speaking of Northern Cali, let's get right to it, man. Let's get right to it. The other night we had Head Ice come on. That was real interesting. For everybody that was here when Head Ice came on, we thought we understood. We understood. We wasn't even close. We missed a whole lot of shit. Pause. I Truce, you got me. Yeah, super gulp. Yeah, that was kind of crazy. Pause. Hijacking. Yeah, the hijacking was like, it was self-explanatory. Randall, how was these things? Shout out to Ice, man. He's a special guy. He's a special guy, and he's seen cats. And he admitted that he saw cats. I did not see that coming, son. I did not see that coming. Southern Cali in the building too. Salute, bro. Oh, man. Yo, bro. Okay, so we had Head Ice. We were going through his send shots. We was breaking down the bars. We kind of got stuck on a couple places. So I decided to call him up. He went through the whole round, and we found out we weren't even close to understanding what Ice was talking about. Like, we didn't even have a clue of the little private shots he was sending. He said some real... Ice crossed the line a couple times in that verse. He definitely crossed the line a couple times in that verse. It was crazy. So look, this is what I'm going to do tonight. Yup, I'm going back to the home jack. Son. You know what I mean? Over a little bit.
Yo.
Peace.
What's up, Robert?
What's good? Btwn in the motherfucking building, nigga. Clap it up. Woo! Dot. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing okay, man. I'm just over here, being a father. You might hear my children in the background. It's kind of loud.
It's all good, man. That's a blessing. That's a beautiful thing, man. That is a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
How many you got?
I got two. I got a 4-year-old, well, soon to be 5-year-old son, and then I got a 3-year-old daughter.
Wow, back to back.
Yeah, they got them out the way. I'm done.
You said I'm done. You sure?
Yeah. I'm positive, homie.
You sure? You know, there's records out here to be beaten, bro. Like,
I'm straight, dog. I promise.
Yo, I'm just saying, man. You know, Danny gonna have like.
Nah, I'm good. I ain't trying to be on Danny numbers. I'm straight.
Look, when Danny is 65, 70, Christmases are gonna be so lit for him. It's
it's gonna be set. It's gonna be set. We're gonna try to spread it. It's gonna be set.
Facts. Shout out to my man B. Listen, this situation that happened between you and Saga, they calling you Rooftop Dot.
Right.
How do you feel about that term?
comfortable space for me to be in within the culture, man. It's an opportunity for me to display my true skill set, which, in my opinion, is just a pure rapping ability that I don't really think is matched. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I'm running with it. I'm loving it.
Okay. So you prefer the rooftop to the stage?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. In fact, I don't see any point in me ever rapping on a big stage ever again. It's like there ain't really no point at this point, you know. Unless it's a money grab, you know what I'm saying. Other than that, I'm good.
Wow.
Yeah.
So no more big stages.
Nah, bro, I'm good. I don't not. My style is not for the big stage, and my content is not for the big stage. You know, my content is something you got to really sit down and really try to grasp. And you know, the big stage is for some electric moments and performances and stuff like that. And I'm just not that type of MC. You know what I mean? So I'd rather stay where I'm best at. You know, and that's on that rooftop or any small room, no crowd type of environment.
Okay. Well, damn, bro, you sure you're not gonna miss that crowd? Like,
I hate crowds, bro. Hell no, fuck the crowds. I'm good, man. I'm really good on crowds, man. I mean, I think my best experience with a crowd was
traffic.
The traffic joint, right. When I battled Emerson Kennedy, that was probably my best experience with a crowd. Other than that, you know, me rapping in front of crowds hasn't really went too well. You know, not that I ever got booed or dissed like that, but just like I feel like I've been rapping the same my whole career, and it's just like just now I'm getting my flowers. But I mean, I've been this dope, you know. So it's like I think it's just about really taking in my work and really listening to what I'm saying, and without the crowd, man, that's really where I peak at.
Wow. Imagine that though. Is it possible that the rooftop is really just gonna become its own thing?
I believe so. I believe even after the pandemic is over and we get back to big events and, you know, regular socializing and all that, I still believe that the rooftop is still going to be a spot, you know what I mean, to really test your pen and test your rapping ability. And I think it'll still thrive, you know. Wow. I'm going to still be up there waiting on niggas, so, you feel me? So I think it'll still be there for sure.
Okay. Now a lot of people are saying after this match, and I gotta say, battle rap fans do tend to kind of like, they get really excited when somebody delivers a classic, whether it be their first, their second, their third, no matter what number it is. There's like a list of suggestions that come after that is like you automatically just top tier. How do you feel? Do you feel like you're top tier?
I don't really know what it means, you know. I mean, if top tier means, if we just talking about skill set and ability, then absolutely. I would say I've been top tier since day one. If top tier means like accolades and notoriety and like fan base,
right?
If it's that, then I would say no. You know what I mean? I got a real like niche fan base. You know, I don't really got like a huge battle rap following per se. So depending upon the criteria, if that's what it is, I would say no. But if it's just skill set, just rapping ability and bar for bar, I would say yeah. Shit, I've been top tier since day one. If that's the case.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I researched a lot of your battles from the LA battlegrounds. Moving, I think what was that? Was it A-Hat? Did you battle on A-Hat?
I did one joint on A-Hat. Yeah, I did one joint on A-Hat, and then I did like 3 or 4 on LA battlegrounds, I believe.
Yeah, the LA battlegrounds. Yeah. What I noticed was a lot of the guys that you smoked, I never saw again.
Oh yeah, I finished them. Nah, but I mean, a lot of them dudes, you know, when you coming through the ranks, you know how this go, man. You a legend, so you know, like when you coming through the ranks of battle rap, you gotta really, I gave you some, baby. You gotta really be dedicated to this shit, man. You gotta really live, eat, sleep battle rap, and a lot of the dudes wasn't really cut like that, you know, so they just kind of fell off after that. So, so it is what it is.
Well, I gotta say, if anybody was to ask me, yo, is B-Dot top tier? my response would be he's been top tier. Your performances,
Thank you, bro.
your bars. I mean, I get what people are saying about this whole. How do you feel about the Loaded Lux comparisons?
At this point, what's the matter, baby? What's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter? I told you I was gonna start wilding.
We getting beat out on daddy duty. That's what's up.
The Loaded Lux comparison. I mean, at this point, I kind of feel like, it's just like, it's finding something negative to say about it. You know what I mean? At this point, because it's like, what else could you really say? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think early on it was very warranted, and I even admit to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I think you can see, if you watch some of my early battles, you can really see it there. But I think I kind of grown into my own, you know what I mean? And I got my own presence and my own aura about what I bring to the game, especially me being from the West and me bringing that West Coast culture to the game. So it's like, it's so much, there's so many different things that we do, man, that really truly separate us. However, I do understand the comparison because I've always admitted to the influence.
Right.
But I think at this point, man, we talking about I came in the game in 2015, man. We talking about 5 years later, and we still gonna call me Baby Lux and Fake Lux and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, bro. After all I've accomplished in 5 years, man, I didn't gave the culture, I would say, at least 2 to 3 classics, man. Me and Danny, me and Emerson Kennedy. Even if people don't say that's a classic battle, I gave a classic round.
Right.
You know, and then most recently with Saga, and then I got some great battles with Cortez and Verb. You know, I got some good joints, man.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, all I've done for the culture, 5 years later, we still calling me Fake Lux. It's like, come on, bro.
What do you think will help put that away?
Me fucking up Lux on that rooftop.
You think it's possible? You think it's possible?
Oh man, it's 100% possible. Are you asking me if he'll do it, or if it's possible that I could beat him?
I think will he do it? Like, have you guys had conversations about it?
Oh no, we kind of, you know. I mean, when I do see him in passing, I think the last time I seen him was the last time I saw you in New York when I battled Sway.
Right.
And when I do see him in passing, you know, we kind of joke about it, and it's like a playful thing. But I don't know how serious he is. But yeah, I would think if I was him, a battle with me gives him so much to talk about. You know, the comparisons, the substance. We both quote unquote conscious.
Right.
It just gives him a lot to talk about. So I would think he would take it because it just gives him a wider canvas, so to speak. You know, to paint a bigger picture. We know he's trying to paint the large picture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It gives them more of an opportunity to talk. I feel like him versus JC or him versus Nitty, like him versus Penn, that's cool. But I wonder how deep the substance would get in those battles. You know, I think I'm making some props for him. I think me and his battle would be a Penn for Penn battle, but also substance for substance, which would make it even more great, make it even more special. You know, so.
Yeah. Now,
we'll see, man.
Well, we know traditionally when you go up against your opponents, and this is something that this is one of the reasons that I admired your style from the beginning, or really took a liking to it, is because you actually have something to say. It's not just gun bars and all that stuff. And I feel like when you battled Nitty, a lot of the things that you said to him was things that me and Misfit kind of expressed on the show. Like we do think that he's super dope, but we want to know a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? We just don't want the punchline. So I like somebody who can talk, and I feel like on that rooftop, it kind of puts the microscope on what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's like, okay, there's no crowd around to tell you what's hot and what's not. So you gotta listen for yourself. And brother, I gotta say you've been putting in work on that rooftop, bro. But
Thank you, big bro.
But I wonder.
I mean a great deal.
But I wonder if you met Lux on the rooftop, who would have to jump?
He would have to jump, man. You know, my thing is this, bro. When you look at the skill set, you can argue that Lux is a little better than me at pure rapping ability, right? So, like, if we did it on a point system, right, and we said, okay, who's the better technical rapper, You can give him a 10, you can give me a 9. Cool. But then when we get to the conversation of substance and depth and conversation and who could do that better, that's where you flip it and give me the 10 and give him the 9. Because I just feel like I'm not sure if I am, but it seems as though that I'm more knowledgeable about the conscious community and the stuff that I represent than he is, unless he's just holding back and he doesn't really display it. But I live, eat, shit, and breathe this. That's why it's displayed in every battle. You know what I'm saying? Right. Every battle that I've ever had, I'm talking about Black African power. I'm talking about consciousness. I'm talking about, spirituality that predates other religions. Like, this is my life. Like, this is what I really live.
Right.
So I'm not sure if he's as studied as I am, and I would want to pull his card on that, And so that's why I think he would drown. That's why I think, as far as rapping ability, I mean, come on, that dude is incredible. He's the GOAT.
Yeah, I gotta say though, we on Read Between the Lines right now, and some of my fans are known. They're known members of a cult called the Ku Klux Klan. I don't know if you heard of these guys, but they out there, the Ku Klux Klan, and they don't feel like you're giving Beloved justice right now. I would be interested.
I literally just said that he, as far as technical rapping ability, he probably is better than me.
Right.
I just said that. I said, give him a 10, give me a 9. And I'm saying, when it comes to somebody tell me a substance round from Loaded Lux that can fuck with any of my substance rounds. I mean, what you gonna say? You gonna go to the Calico joint, right?
No. My first thought was the third against Hollow.
Yeah. The third against Hollow. Let's use that, okay? And so what he did in that battle is he made a correlation between Hollow being a drug addict and all these different things, and then the Black Panther Party cleaning up the community and what the Black Panther Party was about and all that.
Right.
What I'm saying to you is, it's almost like his knowledge starts with America. Like his knowledge starts with like Black American history. My knowledge goes centuries, thousands, decades, years back, African history. So what I'm saying is, there seems to be a difference in depth as far as the depth that we're willing to go to display the substance and what we know.
Right.
Now, I don't know that man's brain. He may read as many books as me and be as hip as I am for certain information, but he's not displaying it. So I can only go off what he's displaying.
Right.
So to the Ku Klux Klan out there, I'm not discrediting him at all. In fact,
he's talking to y'all right now. He's talking to y'all. All you Ku Klux Klan members, listen up.
I want them niggas to know shit. I'm a part of the Ku Klux Klan. I support that brother every time he battles. I'm rooting for him. All I'm saying is that in front of me, I would be his worst nightmare, bro. Like, I would be his absolute worst nightmare, because the depth that I'm willing to, like, other niggas is trying to like out rap him and prove they got a better pen. I'm trying to out knowledge him. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be a different fight for him, and I think he knows that, bro. He has to know that. So I mean, will he ever do it? Probably not. And I'm not on no Lux campaign, so to speak.
I wouldn't say probably not, bro. I wouldn't say probably not.
Yeah, probably not. I don't think he'll do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to be around here chasing him. I'm not going to do that. I just feel like I would give the culture the best Lux we've ever seen, because I would push him to that limit, and I think he knows that. So I'm just saying, why not battle? Why not be at your optimal level? I don't think that Surf or JC or Nitty or anybody, I don't think nobody else will push him to his optimal level in his mind, knowing where he has to go to win the battle. I don't think none of them dudes can push him to where I would push him to. So I was just saying, shit, let's meet on the roof, you know what I mean? But if not, it's all good. I'm a big fan and supporter of his at the end of the day. So, I want to see the brother prosper regardless. So,
well, that's definitely a match I want to see. That is definitely a match I want to see. That would be crazy.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. 100%.
But I will say this, as far as like the angles and what you just said about him not really, us being unclear about where Lux actually stands as far as the knowledge that he has.
Right.
That could be a good thing, and it could be a bad thing for you. You dig what I'm saying?
Right. Oh, absolutely. I know exactly what you're saying. Absolutely. because it leaves that element of surprise for him to say where he stands. I get that 100%.
Right. But
I get that.
But it's still a match that I feel like on the roof would be crazy. It would be crazy.
Absolutely.
Well, you recently had a classic. I personally feel like this is up there in the realms of Chilla Jones, JC, the classics that didn't require the biggest names in the game. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
This is one of those joints that took you and Saga went to the next level.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
From now on, it is what it is. Saga and Btwn, they are on another level. They don't call them about any crucibles or any type of small bullshit. Like, hit these guys when it's a serious situation, because they've been putting in work.
Absolutely.
Now,
absolutely.
What we do here is we break down the bars. Like we had Head Ice on the other night. He broke down his send shots. He revealed a whole bunch of stuff to us that we didn't even know. He was sending shots to dead girlfriends, all types of shit. It's crazy. Crazy.
Okay.
Crazy. You might want to look that up, because, you know, if you're really trying to get your insight on where Lux is, if he came up under Head Ice, and that's how Head Ice thinks when he writes, I think you might want to find out, like, where it's coming from, son.
Right, that's a fact. That's an absolute fact. I'm gonna check that out.
Word, definitely check that out.
Head Ice. I'm a fan of Head Ice. I think what he do is pretty dope, so I'm gonna check it out for sure.
Yo, but I'm telling you, you would never, if you listen to that verse first, and then you listen to Head Ice's breakdown, bro, you had no clue. You had no clue.
Sneaky motherfucker. He's sneaky. This shit sneaky. I already know.
Yeah, facts. So
that's dope.
So for your rounds with Saga, you mind going through them real quick?
Yeah, of course. Let's do it.
Okay. I don't think that I'll be able to play the audio. I have time to download this shit. And being that we shooting this on my phone, it's kind of hard. I wish URL would make like something on the internet for their app, like.
Oh, for the app, yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I get it. Right. Most people just project it onto their televisions, but you can't do nothing else when you're watching the battle. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
Like, that's crazy. So, do you remember the rounds?
Yeah, I remember my shit. Yeah, I could do it. You want me to just kind of like, you want me to go through the whole joint, or you want me to like touch on the key parts? Like, what you want me to do?
From the top, when you get to the key parts of what, because I know for your setups there are like intricate bars in between, but it usually takes about 12 bars to get to what you're actually saying. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So,
okay, we could do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I started it off. So the intro, the first like 4 bars, I was sitting on that for about like 2 years. So because, you know, me and Saga was a battle in the making for like 5 years. So I had that in the tuck.
Right.
So I started it off. This is one hell of a storyline, but here's where the saga ends. After this, it ain't no way you can go on. I'ma head straight to the point and leave crosses burning, flaming on your lawn. That's like a little KKK little scheme right there.
Right.
I'ma head straight to the point, leave crosses burning on your lawn. And I got a couple niggas with me that'll come through, and I act like I was running out of breath. Avo, wait up a minute, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm just catching my breath. The fuck you expect when I've been chasing a nigga for so long?
Word.
You feel me? So I started it off like that. So I was sitting on that for about 2 years. And,
2 years?
Yeah, man. I had that in the stash. And then it was, you were so wrong. B-Dog got to go through the proving grounds. How that sound? You can't make arrangements telling me to grow when your rank has never been seeded. You're just another battle rap industry plant. Based on that fact, you probably figured we'd never be meeting. So that's a whole plant type of scheme. Yeah, you know, plant-based weed, the veganism shit.
Right.
You probably figured we'd never be meeting. Like you was top tier and I was down here and I had to climb levels to reach it. B-Dog got to go through the proving ground, all these repetitive speeches. So the standards you set for this match, they've been met and exceeded. I always figured a nigga named LeBron could get the point that a PG never was needed. That's the whole, LeBron running point and shit.
Fire.
Good looking.
Fire. You hear the lighter, right? You hear the light. Okay.
Good looking. That a PG never was needed. They said you believed it when they told you was God sent to rock a stage or come rage against the machine in the mosh pit. I was raised to pull up on niggas, work out how to arm lift. My father had me around bloods. They taught me how to be a dog. Wipe any gun clean at the palm grip. See, my father was a king. It was all for a scene. They would never get the palm prints. So right there, that's like a double entendre on they would never get the paw prints, like they would never get my father's son, as in me, and they would never get the paw prints because my pops taught me how to be a dog, so that's like a double entendre there with that.
Right.
They would never get the paw print. What's up, baby? You okay? You okay? Shake it off. They would never get the paw prints. I'm all sick. These bullets I've been holding on for you, I done built a special bond with. They become a part of my extended family. I'm talking long clips, peep the comparison, biblical narrative. I'm about to let my people go and split shit with a long stick. I must admit, for you to even take this trip and engage in this war, you a brave soldier, but you're about to go AWOL. AWOL and friends gonna find him slumped on the roof. Either that or the hangover. So that's, from the hangover.
From the hangover, they found him slumped on the roof.
Right. Or the hangover. Remain sober. I could haul off on you. So remain sober. Alcohol. Yeah. Fire. Right.
All right.
Remain sober. I could haul off on you or send shots at you bitches like I don't know who to hit. Like you at the bar and you just send a shot to a table full of bitches and shit. You don't know who to hit.
Fact.
Send shots at you bitches like I don't know who to hit. Low so my bro, so he ain't got nothing to do with this. If I shoot and miss, then I'm swinging back round. Hula hips. I'm trying to put a pin to the body like a voodoo witch. If I see you and your crew, hymns and wood on either side of you, then I'm shooting shit. I saw your gang and took it as a sign. Put two down, then one in the middle like a Hoover Crip. For niggas in LA that know they gang sign, their gang sign is two fingers down with their thumb in the middle. So that's like an LA gang reference. Two down and one in the middle like a Hoover Crip. The foolishness is why the Ruger spits. You getting shot after shot after shot. I'm just dumping the clip. Figuratively speaking, you about to be as drunk as can get. I got to make this clear. Absolute. I'm tired of hearing rum wasn't 100%. Niggas was
clear,
niggas
absolute.
Saying rum went light. You know what I mean?
100%. Got you.
And I knew he would have that. So he had it in his first. So that was like a dope pre-buttle I had in there.
Yeah, I noticed when he said it, you nodded your head and you was like, got him.
Yeah,
got him.
Exactly. I'm tired of hearing rum wasn't 100%. Look, I'm done with this shit. All the comparisons. It seems when the lens on him, these haters want to block y'all focus. We'll bring Lux on the roof. Y'all still think I copycat? Yeah, I'm a knockoff.
Uploaded.
Yeah, you feel me? So that's a shot. You feel me? You're not going to notice. You are well trying to shelf you. I'm here to help you. Look around. You can see the proof exists. When a nigga trying to hide or get rid of something, don't he normally roof the shit? You feel me? Roof the shit, the tool is gripped. I'ma load it and dump it, sniping down from the roof at you and your woman. I aim at her belly, let a hollow tip go through her button. Now her whole stomach swollen up for nothing, and it looked like she expected. But the whole time she ain't know it was coming. You know that I'm gunning at this false biblical prophet that'll put a lyrical contest before a spiritual conquest. So I love that part, right? I love when I rhyme like hella intermediate shit that rhymes so smoothly. That's like one of my favorite parts of the round. So I say a nigga that'll put a lyrical contest before a spiritual conquest. You let Norm say we couldn't war, and I'm referring to the PG shit, how Norms was blocking the battle and shit. So
why do you think Norms was doing that?
When they wanted me to do that was when they wanted me to do the PG before I ever got to him. This was like 2016.
Right.
2015, 2016. They was wanting me to do the PG. At the time, I didn't want to do the PG because I was bubbling at the time. I had the joint with the white boy that went viral all over Facebook and shit. Mm-hmm. So at that time, I was just like, nah, I'm not doing no PG. Like like you said earlier, like you felt like I've been top tier, and that's how I felt at that time. Like as far as my skill set, I'm like, ain't no way I need to do no PG. I'm light years ahead of the whole PG class of that 2015, 2016 year. So
can we say you got to skip it, right?
Huh?
You got to skip the whole PG process, right?
I mean, technically, because me versus Emerson Kennedy happened on a big card, on a traffic card, but they called it a PG battle, though. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, technically, it was a PG. When they uploaded it to YouTube, it said PG on it, but we basically opened up the event. You know, it wasn't like a PG card or nothing like that.
But that's not the usual format of a PG. So what would you say? What would you say made it resemble a PG battle?
You said, what would I say would resemble a PG battle?
Yeah. What did you get paid for it?
Oh yeah. It was. That's what I'm saying. To me, it was a joke. It was like, shit, this ain't no PG battle.
So you actually got to skip it. That's what's up.
Yeah. So technically, I skipped it. Yeah. So you let Norm say we couldn't war. I was trying to come straight here without having to deal with the process. So straight here.
Yeah.
Wordplay on.
Straight hit process.
To deal with the process. It's a sidestep. You hit behind the politics and the gossip. The gospel became secondary to a deposit. Holy Trinities turned to menages. Didn't your God get tempted in the desert? You took the desert and started wetting. Guess you didn't get the lesson on how to deal with mirages. So anybody that know the Bible will know that part in the Bible where Jesus gets tempted by the devil in the desert and all that shit. So I flipped that whole thing.
Right. How to deal with mirages.
Without you ducking and dodging, veering in lanes, I never would have hit traffic and impacted on such a serious stage. You the reason why Kennedy got assassinated. But I must admit, I was wild that day. Now, I guess...
that bar right there, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
That was
fire. Some niggas is calling that a reach, but I'm like, yo, where is the street niggas that understand street vernacular? Like, if I'm outside with you,
right? I was wild. I was wilding. Yeah, I was wild that day. It's Oswald. But look, man, if I caught it off the first time, it ain't no reach. Anything I gotta sit back and be like, wait a minute. Nah, that don't even make sense to me. Like, it didn't register. That registered right away. I was like, that was fire.
Yeah, good looking. So I was wild that day, full of fury and rage. I diss you on rail, and well, let's just say you to blame for one of the greatest battle rap rounds we'd ever hear in this age. All because you couldn't follow my directions on the map. Question the app. Now look where you at. God works in mysterious ways. So that's me fucking around with MapQuest.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Fire.
So, God works in mysterious ways. This is a coming of age. You've admitted your sin. Say, is that the reason why you run with the name? Because you mastered baiting, fishing as a Christian, but had to let it ring in order for us to engage? So that's just playing on his need to do gun bars and shit instead of just doing his Christian shit.
Right.
You
doing a kind of beating off shot too.
You said what?
You doing a beating off shot too.
I had a couple. Yeah, I think I had two. I had two. You got to do those, but you got to do them so slick. What's up? Stop yelling, man. You got to do them slick so that it's not feeling like you overdoing it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
What you need? What do you need? Okay, it's right here. For us to engage, nothing has changed. Every other battle, you still dumping the gauge. That's not your calling. We don't know who to contact. Is this Saga? Ain't you supposed to be saved? Well, nothing has changed.
That was fire too. The whole phone scheme. We don't know who to contact. Like, ain't you supposed to be saved? Like, naming your phone saved, the number ain't saved.
Right.
It's fire.
I thought that was crazy. Good looking. I thought that was crazy.
Yeah, that was wild.
Be saved? Well, fuck it. Let's spray. I let the shotty bang them while sneaking a baby, dumping shit, potty training. I'm on the roof, stacking corpses, Tower of Babel, body language. So if anybody know the Bible, the Tower of Babel was
was the tower that was put together. It was destroyed so that, and the languages of the people was confused, and so everybody could scatter and kind of like fill up the world. Right, it was crazy. That was crazy.
Right, there you go.
Body language, body.
Tower of Babel, body language.
Right.
Or I'm silent aiming. I sneak in with the weapon, see him and his brethren. Whoever backs up the pastor get chopped in half. Brief history lesson. So whoever backs up the pastor, like the pastor,
right,
and the past. So whoever backs up the pastor gets chopped in half. Brief history lesson. I thought that was crazy. So that's how my first ended right there.
Yeah.
What you need, baby? It's right there.
Baby Doc, do they watch your battles?
My daughter does. My son don't care, but my daughter really be finding it amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, she be loving it. But she only 3, but I guess she just like to see me moving around and shit. You know, all that. She don't know what's going on, but she like to see it.
Nah, it's a
But
beautiful
yeah, that's
thing.
how I ended my first. You feel me? So I think my first was probably my craziest round ball wise.
Yeah.
But I personally like my second the most because that's where I was at my peak with the angling. But yeah, I think everybody, from what I've seen, everybody really loves my first, just bar for bar wise.
Yeah, definitely. I think the way people are looking at it, they're saying the first was definitely yours. They're saying the second was debatable. I did feel like your second was kind of crazy, and the third round, a lot of people are giving the Saga.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, that's how I personally caught the battle. I think I got the first clear, he got the third clear, and I personally edged myself in the second, but I'm not mad at anybody that has him in the second, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, I can go through my second, too.
All right, cool. Let's go.
You were suicidal. Couldn't gamble with life. Ready to turn in your chips and dip when you saw how your cards was dealt. Didn't want to play your hand. That's another beat off little flick. You feel me?
Why y'all keep doing that to Saga, bro? Like, did you feel like, okay, I can't make it obvious because it's you know what I mean, but I gotta do it. I just gotta do it.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta have them. You gotta have them tucked in there somewhere. You know, you just can't make a whole angle out of it. You just gotta have it tucked in there. You feel me? So.
All right. So my question. Wait. Just, you saying that? Are there certain angles that you feel like will always be usable on certain people?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, I mean, if your brand is your brand, for instance, the Christian battle rappers, the Christian angle against them should always be there. Like, you can't expect for nobody not to try to angle you about you being a proud Christian in battle rap. Like, you gotta just take that. You know what I mean? Just like me, like, I gotta take the whole, you a pro-black, blackity black ass nigga. You know, I gotta take that. Like, because that's the brand that I'm running with as a battle artist. So yeah, I think that if it's your brand, then absolutely. But if it's one incident, like Rum Nitty with the Walmart shit, like nah, that's whack. Like that was a one-time angle and it was great, but I don't think nobody should be constantly angling Rum Nitty about working at Walmart.
But what about Saga in that situation?
The beat off shit?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't know. Like, me personally, bro, as a writer, I was just like, I'm not finna do that. You know what I mean? But if somebody comes and does it masterfully and does like a different spin on it, I mean, shit, art is art, man. If you make dope art, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody make it dope, then I get it. But I personally chose to leave it alone or not really make an angle out of it because I don't want to do like what's expected. You know what I mean? Right.
So you just threw a couple sneaky ones in there. Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah, I just threw a couple little jabs. You feel me? So didn't want to play your hand. Look, I understand as a man trying to dodge his guilt, but you had to call DNA when you was ready to decay. I guess you felt like your God couldn't answer your call for help. Well, maybe he did, Saga. See, life is about balance. You turned yourself on. He just wanted you to off yourself. My thoughts is felt with my partners who live off the streets and die off them. Well, OG give you the game, and it's the same. Whether they slide the mouthpiece or they slide choppers. And it's always a snitch from the clique. It was a nigga named, it's always a snitch from the clique. It was a nigga named Robert from my set. Damn, I'm fucking up my shit. Hold on. It's always a snitch from the clique. You know, the type to provide coppers to try and knock us. It was a nigga named Robert from my set. He commentated on the game. There was so much change, Bob Costas. And you wanted the same, Saga. So, you know, playing with the word, with the name Bob
Costas.
You know, Bob Costas and shit. I thought that was fire.
Bob is short for Robert. Fire.
It was, exactly, yeah. There was so much change, Bob Costas. And you wanting the same, Saga. This upcoming like 20 bars is interesting, and I don't know I don't know how many people caught this, but I'm gonna break down what I did right here. So,
Okay.
So I say, you one of the same, Saga. That state of mind you're not mentally far from. So I'm comparing him to a snitch just based off loyalty. You know what I'm saying? I'm not calling him a snitch.
Right.
I'm saying he snitched like his snitch niggas are disloyal. So I'm saying that state of mind you're not mentally far from.
Right.
You should have took the sign from your crew and then knew you would eventually cross him. I'm talking about the NWX sign.
Right.
You would eventually cross him.
Right.
Your memory's awful. How foul is it to forget the nigga that put it all on the line and gave you the shot for the free throw? DNA push buttons to put you in the game like a cheat code. He sat you down, taught you how to rap with a lead flow, and now you punching from different angles. Lomachenko. I don't know how many niggas know Lomachenko, the boxer, but he be like punching niggas from different angles and moving around and shit. I don't know how many niggas know that. So that was a bar.
Right.
Now you punching from different angles. Lomachenko. Oh, this Negro don't think we know. Why you left the X and went for the Christian endorsement. You wanted a trade, so you forced it. You couldn't ball with that team, so you quit. Went with the 4, fit right in with niggas who don't sound off. So right there, you quit and you went with the 4 horsemen.
Right.
Fit like you fit right in, but I'm using the word forfeit right after quit. You feel me? So you couldn't ball with that team. You quit with the 4, fit right in with niggas who don't sound off. Well, of course, it's starting to make sense. Hence, a nigga with no voice wanted to go to the horseman.
That's the whole what I was.
That whole shit to me was crazy right there. So I did that breakdown, and then I go into, this is important. You pick that trick so you can be the favorite pastor, the sensei. You got to watch these mutant ninjas. When they flip, the transformation is faster. You heard it was rappers, Christians spitting half shells and figured, well, that contradiction, it matched up. So I'm saying, so this whole time he's watching A-Ward and Loso and all them combined to form the 4 horsemen.
Right.
And he's like, oh, well, these motherfuckers is Christians and they be using gun bars. Okay, cool, let me fuck with them. So that contradiction, it matched up. So this Splinter Cell saw them gel and said, ooh, this rock could be Master. So that's a whole, like, scheme about him being like...
It's Master Splinter.
Yeah, Master Splinter that falls back and watches the ooze form this group of people, or group of Ninja Turtles, so to speak, that he joined. You know, so I'm making that little scheme right there. But this is what I'm talking about. Where I revert back to like a bar 20 bars ago. So then I say, you see how it backs up the point like one off the bench, backs up the point like one off the bench, like point guard. You see how it backs up the point like one off the bench when I said you like a snitch, like Robert from our clique when I mentioned the pass, bro. See, that's that punch that made you bob, but it landed and further expanded on when you weasel out of a situation. It's in relation to all of that rat stuff. So that goes all the way back.
Going back to showing how.
Yeah. So when I say you got a similar state of mind as a nigga named Robert that was the snitch, and I bring it back 20 bars later to like make it all make sense when I say he weaseled out of being an NWX, and a weasel is part of the Marsupial family, which you know is related to a rat. You know, just all that.
Wow! That part I did not. Wow!
Yeah.
Wow!
So I said you weaseled out of a situation which is in relation to all of that rat stuff. I'm just giving you facts, bruh. You a disloyal, frigid nigga. You started off with the trash like a kid that come from Brenda. Then you get with the X. Next thing we know, you now mixing with contenders. But you wouldn't have no body if the DNA didn't say you had conviction of a killer. So again, I'm going back to DNA stamping his battle career and whatnot.
Right.
And then I say,
real quick, before you get to the next bar, did it seem risky for you to kind of reference a Lux quote?
Is it risky for me to reference a Lux quote?
Yeah, like the trash like a baby that came from Brenda. This nigga's mama must be Brenda with all this trash shit.
Oh shit! I didn't even think of that. Wow. Okay, I totally forgot about that bar you said. Come on, man. I ain't trying to.
That's crazy though. It's just crazy that.
You think I'm sitting back just watching that nigga, just trying to?
Nah. I just wondered if you knew, like, you know what I'm saying, like when you reference that.
I forgot about that bar until you said it right now. Okay, I see how that can come off though.
Okay.
But nah, I was, you know, as I was going, I'm just picking the next rhyme, the next rhyming, you know, word, so to speak.
Right.
So when I say DNA, have to say you had conviction of a killer.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, prior to that, I'm sorry. Prior to that, when I say you a disloyal, frigid nigga, and I'm saying you started off with the trash. Basically, his career started off trash. Like a kid that come from Brenda. So I wasn't even thinking about that, but yeah, I feel you. Like a kid that come from Brenda.
Right.
Then you get with the X. Next thing we know, you now mentioned with contenders. But you wouldn't have no body if the DNA didn't say you had conviction of a killer. Who's realer? You were K. On stage with him, you never say that the spotlight line. That's a nigga you know you couldn't outright rhyme. During the conversations, your name was a little lit, but when sun came up, you couldn't outshine shine. So I'm painting this picture of him being with the NWX and how everybody in the crew kind of outshined him,
right?
Which kind of made him make the decision
to go to the Horsemen.
Right. So when sun came up, you couldn't outshine shine. So it's an outright lie. When you try to convince us, you went with the Christians because they had it on lock in a safe space. You wanted to stay with the X, but got caught cheating with niggas and couldn't get by with a straight face. You straight fake. You feel me? You straight fake. Make up your mind. Where's your foundation? You faith-based? You gonna change the world swinging arms to create fire rounds? That's a strange way. So that's like the Dr. Strange.
Yeah, Dr. Strange just went. Yeah, definitely. And I thought the makeup scheme, the makeup, fake, all that. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, you feel me? That's a strange way. Why you lane change in different vehicles? We don't know what's your main drive. That's crazy, right there. Hey, I be saying some cold little slick shit.
That's on fire.
Why you lane change in different vehicles? We don't know what's your main drive. As a Christian, you're supposed to introduce the niggas in your crew to the same God. Then why Shine still bang 5? Why DNA still spray 9? If the Holy Ghost working through you, I guess we got to catch it when it's happening because you'll save lives. So that's me picking at an angle of like, if you're with NWX and you're a Christian, you should. I would think that you would be wanting to, you know, convert them in a sense or try to get them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like try to get them on the same page as you. But we didn't see any of that. We didn't see any of them kind of say you had any effect on their lives or whatever. So you don't save lives. This is the same guy who used to be peace until we gave metal to the beast. Now it's low gun, blade knives. So
low gun, metal, yeah. Whoa,
right. Yeah.
Wolverine bars.
Yeah.
Wolverine bars, let's get it.
Right. Now it's low gun, blade knives. That's not your character. With the X-Men, you should have been professing. Wheelchair if you change minds. So I'm saying to him,
Professor.
Right, Professor.
Just put it together. Just put it together real quick, yo. Oh man, go ahead.
Yeah, you feel me? So it's like we would cheer for you if you were able to change minds. If you was able to, you know, get NWX to change their ways and shit.
Right.
We'll cheer if you change minds, but instead you waste time and praise God by joining a team full of other preachers. You were supposed to turn K-Shine from the blood that squeezes to the one covered in the blood of Jesus.
Yeah, that was...
You feel me? So my whole angle, like, I love this round because I started off the round with the angle and it went all the way through. You know what I'm saying? Some angles, when niggas try to draw out their angles, it kind of dies off or loses steam. Right. But I was able to keep up the steam and hit every point that I wanted to hit throughout the second. So that's why I really, really love my second.
Yeah.
So you were supposed to turn K-Shine from the blood that squeezes to the one covered in the blood of Jesus. What a weakness. Trying to condemn those that don't believe what you believe in, saying our bodies got to burn. You can't throw rocks living in the glass. How is it still some things you got to learn, like how to bank on one crew. But you had two accounts you tried to merge. What would Jesus do when he left this crew? When he gave up his life savings as an investment and blessed them with a promise of return. Now that's the word. So that whole bank scheme about how he tried to merge two, accounts, meaning like NWS and the Horsemen, and all that, and basically referencing his God, his Lord and Savior, that left his crew, left the disciples, and left his people, as far as when he died on the cross and all that. But he promised them he will return. So it's kind of like, you know, why you ain't do the same thing with your crew that put you in the game and really got you popping in the culture.
Right.
So I just thought that whole, I never heard nobody really go in on that topic about how he left NWA. I heard some people kind of touch on it, but I wanted to make a whole round out of it, man. So I was just really happy how that came out. I felt like I hit every point I wanted to hit.
Just a question. With this round being so good,
yeah.
Did you have difficulty, like, was there ever a point where you was like, damn, I think my second should be my third?
Yeah, there was a point, because what happened was I finished my first and second really early. I mean, we locked this battle in maybe about 3 weeks ago, maybe coming up on 4 weeks ago. And so I usually take a week per round. So I knocked out the first round like 3 or 4 days maybe. And I knocked out the second round like another 3 or 4 days, maybe to a week. And then as I was approaching starting my third, the George Floyd shit happened. So I was kind of fucked up in the head, because I'm like, yo, I wanted to go in on Christianity, kind of like how I did with Loso, but then the George Floyd shit happened. It just had me stuck. Like, why, you know, at this current time with everything that's going on, how could I even go against another black man just based off differences in belief systems? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So it kind of fucked me up, man. So at that point, when I started working on the third, I didn't feel like the third was as strong as the first and second. So then I started contemplating rearranging shit, but it wasn't up until like the end of my third when I knew I had a closer with the whole handshake thing.
Right.
Once I had that, I'm like, you know what, I'm good with this, because I feel like this gesture is going to be so powerful. I need to end off with this, so I'm cool with leaving this my third. Yeah. So, but I did have some. I was a little conflicted on that, but I came to that decision once I locked in my last like 6 to 8 bars on that joint.
I'd say you ordered it perfectly.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. And I usually keep it the same way I create. Like, that hasn't failed me yet. You know what I'm saying? Usually, when I get booked, my first round comes out first, my second comes out second, and my third comes out third. That's just usually like how it goes. So I never really rearrange rounds. I haven't tried that yet. You know what I mean? So I don't want to risk it. I try to write on the incline if I can. I think this battle, my first, ended up being my strongest round, I guess, just because I was going dumb. I wasn't really expecting that to happen, but, you know, it just ended up that way.
Well, that was dope. I'm not going to ask you to go through your third one, because I think I just blew my fuse in my crib. And two, I want everybody to go check out the battle. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's fire. Definitely a classic in my book. That is definitely right now. It's there's not many. Are there many like people that's up for the category of Battle of the Year yet?
Nah, the only other one I heard is another one that I was in, that 2-on-2 joint, me and Geechee versus Loso Award. I've heard.
Oh yeah, that was real. That was real good. That was real good. But this one, I would say definitely, bro. You got it.
Thank you, bro, man. That's high praise coming from you, man. Like I told you a long time ago, man, and I'm gonna tell you again. I think it was like 2013. Whatever year you went on that crazy run, man, I was just like your biggest fan, bro. Like I was just going crazy for you, man.
Thank
you. This is before I even started battle rapping. I tweeted you one day, and you tweeted me back. I showed my girl this shit like I was a fan, my nigga. Like, you feel me? Like, so that's how crazy it is to me for you to be showing me love, bro, and telling me that you like my skill set and what I do, bro. So it's high praise, for real.
We was actually talking in an ancient language one day on Twitter.
Hell yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
This is why I say you got to be careful with Lux. Is, you know, being from New York, I feel like as far as like information sharing, there's a lot of information sharing that goes on out here, and somebody might not ever show you that they know something, but they might know something. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's real shit. Y'all the hub. Y'all the conscious community hub. So yeah, I believe that for sure. You're right about that.
But I can't wait. Like I feel like it's gonna happen. I think Lux is a smart guy, and after Surf, after Verb, to be honest, there aren't a lot of matches that just will naturally generate more attention than just their names.
Right.
And I think that this is one of them. I think this is one. Thumbs up if y'all feel like this. Everybody in the chat, thumbs up. They just saw my whole joint blacked out real quick. Yo, that's how crazy the Barz is, son. That's how crazy the Barz is.
On everything.
Blacked out, son. He brought that king of the dot to the phone, son. He brought that king of, everything just blacked out, son. That's crazy.
For sure.
But yo, love to you, love to the family, love to the little ones. And I look forward to your next match, bro. Like, I'll be watching, and I can't wait to do another breakdown like this.
No doubt, my brother. Appreciate that. Get me on your show too, man. Get me on the joint with you and Sid and all them.
I would love to get you on with Beloved. That would be interesting.
Oh man, yeah, do that.
That would be interesting. Man. That would be interesting. All right, bro. We're gonna talk about that. Definitely. Thank you.
All right, brother. Appreciate you.
All right.
All right, well.
That was crazy. Crazy. I should have asked him if he's seen Cats, right? Damn. But yo, I know I missed a couple of the super chats. Let me go back. Boom. Damn, going. A lot of fires. Do y'all see the intricacy? How many, thumbs up if you found out something about his round tonight that you didn't realize when you watched it. Thumbs up if there was a lot of new things, and kind of type what it was. What line you was like, oh, I didn't even realize that. Install Blue Stack. Let's play. It lets you play apps on your computer. Yo, Dave Vaughn, thank you for that, bro. Thank you. Salute. Yo, lot of bars. Whole lot of bars. All the way down. Alex Palix, salute, bro. That was wild. I don't know. Does Btwn drink? It's just fresh. Does Btwn drink? I don't know if he drinks, bro. We do. Fuck that. Yeah, that Moses splitting. Yo, he was going in. But I gotta be fair. Let me see if I can make something else happen. Mr. Biscuit, salute. My man, Mr. Biscuit, you bought a hoodie today? Yo, that's what's up. Salute, bro. I would love it if you wore it in the next battle. Your next battle, I would love it. Let me know. Yo, I got the cord, son. I got the old joint, son. It's the crib phone. Let's be real. None of y'all don't got a crib phone no more, son. Understand that. Hold on. Let me. But you're getting charged for it. I bet you're getting charged for it. You ain't using it, but you're getting charged for it.